Hey, Israel Nash, welcome to eTown.
Well, it's good to be here, Nick. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. That last song had a little bit of a Beach Boys vibe to it. It had there's certainly sort of warm, fuzzy Southern California, late '60s vibe on this new record.
Yeah. There was a lot of getting lost in the studio. It's I think artists and songwriters do these. Either way, artists are looking for inspiration. You're finding inspiration, and sometimes that happens in your life,
right,
unfortunately and easily sometimes, or through bad times or good times. Sometimes you start to realize that it's just those inspirations that make music, and it can be something you've encountered, it could be something you've read, it could be something. It could be being in a museum. It could be, as I get older, I see all these areas and the heavens opening up for inspiration. And it's like, I think I've tried to make myself more pliable to those spaces. So,
and it helps having a studio on, where you live, so you can just kind of zip in there and catch something and catch an inspiration piece of it. I want to go back just a little bit. And I know you grew up in Missouri, in the Ozarks. Were you in a musical family? There's a lot of music going on around there.
Yeah, my dad was a Southern Baptist minister, and he we were in small churches, and so his whole side of the family played piano and sang church hymns, and my mom's side, my grandma and my grandfather had a Sunday morning radio show in Missouri. So I had family all around me, and there was that musical direction.
So that was like those doors were open for you. You could walk in there. You knew that playing and singing and celebrating was a part of life.
And I could be in these churches and as a kid and just explore all the weird instruments, like auto harps and mandolin. They would just have these weird things, like triangles and percussive things. And so it was a really interesting time for me as a kid.
I have to tell you that we just launched something here at eTown Hall once a month called Hippie Bluegrass Church. And it's a Sunday morning service that's 2 hours, and it's mostly just everybody sings. We put the words up on the screen, and we have a live bluegrass band, and everybody just sings. That's the whole thing. That's the deal.
That's where I think that's where you find spirit is in the music, right?
Singing together.
I know,
man. So I want to ask you about, I know when you were living in New York, you had an opportunity to go and record upstate in the country, and in not too far from Woodstock. What did that felt to me was as I was reading about this, like that was a kind of a watershed moment for you.
It was.
What happened?
For me, I had moved to New York, like you said, and made my first record there in the city, and I quickly realized that for me, sometimes the formalities of studios could be, somewhat constrictive to me, and can I put a drink in here? You get a coaster on that, what can I do here in this space and be myself and create? And so I think at that time, I was really into the band and music from Big Pink and these concepts and Woodstock and this. I think these ideas that you can make music anywhere, that you can find it anywhere, you can record it anywhere if you got the right people around. And so that was the idea, was let's just get a bunch of things and bring it to this space. And it was a big barn and a house, and rented that for 12 days. And it was the first time that I had done anything like that. Yeah. And that was the first album. That's when I met Eric and the rest of the guys that have been with me for so long now, my engineer. And then that's what became the formula for moving out to the country, honestly. Yeah. Because I think being out there, I could just see how happy everyone was, and it's something I wanted all the time. So
no distractions.
Just people forgetting. The phones aren't as big of a deal, and it's just you're getting lost in things. And I think, and that's what creativity does too, in that spirit of inspiration. That when, especially because it happens in layers where it's like I'm by myself, holed up in the studio, tapping the universe for sounds or ideas, and then you get the guys in the room, and then you see that continuation of inspiration, because I can introduce something, and then Eric does something, and that just grows, and that's the beauty of playing music with people.
And speaking of tapping the universe for sounds, I understand you've recorded a bunch of stuff on your ranch, including like dripping water and the sound of rocks and a rattlesnake and just whatever you come across.
I was really into this, this John Cage idea and like this music of the now, and how because I think that's been a journey for me too, is trying to appreciate and being part of the moment as much as I can be. So I was interested in that concept of ways to do that, which is creating the space. Like, this is the moment. This is the space. You hear this room.
Yeah.
And we talk about hearing rooms when we make records, you know. Yeah. But this was hearing the ranch. So, you know, I was trying to record just field sounds of everything that I could, you know, rock. I mean, I would write down just copious notes. And I think I was talking about this earlier, like, look at our notes, look at our artists' notes, and they're crazy. Yeah. They look like maniacs, right?
These guys are definitely on drugs.
Because it's like, what all the things I can...
There's three pages about this bucket. What I don't understand.
Yeah. So I mean, I had water, and you're right about some of this. You're right about some of this. But water in glasses that were pitched, you know, pitch percussion. We did. I would like record like rhythmic tracks with leaves, you know, so you could like.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And anyway, the acid trip was crazy, Nick, and. And we came out with a bunch of sounds, but we recorded like drums in the water tank. So we get all of our water there in Dripping Spring at the Rain Collection. So that makes this awesome reverb chamber.
Wow.
So it was just about getting these sounds not only to paint the album, but also to inspire everyone around me, you know. So
I want to just take a minute and let our radio audience know that Israel Nash is a big guy, and, you know, long hair and a beard, and he's, you know, he's a strong-looking man. But this record has got some very delicate. I mean, I think the I Ching shows up in part of this process, and there's a spirituality and a kind of a back to the land thing that almost feels like it's, you know. We were hanging around with David Crosby yesterday, so it puts me in mind of Laurel Canyon, 1969. You know, there's this sort of sweet hippie thing going on.
Yeah, I guess I believe in that. You know, I guess I believe that the music has been a savior for me, and as I go out and meet fans, and I've been blessed to be able to go all over Europe and have fans all over, and I think that we change as time goes on, and as artists and as humans, and I've learned to just appreciate that so deeply, that we share this connected path together. And it's like sometimes those words and these like spiritual ideas can be so big, and I think that's what we do a lot of times. We make things so complex, and it's just as simple as you know the things that add spirit, the things that add beauty to the world, that, you know, love, art, friendships, you know, find those things and grow them. You know.
I like the first song, We're All a Part of One, with the Lucky Ones. And in that same spirit, I can't help but mention, because, you know, Green Sky is their own festival, you've got your own kind of gathering festival too.
Yeah.
And it's called From the Hills with Love. And it happens on your ranch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
During the week
a bunch of bands come.
Yeah, it's coming up March 16th.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have like 600 people come out to the ranch. And, you know, it's a family affair where dad's like parking cars, and Eric's dad helps park cars with my dad.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's real stuff here.
All right, well, we're going to come check it out someday when the mood is right. We're going to show up at your ranch and see what it's all about.
You're more than welcome.
Meanwhile, congratulations on making a good record there, and it feels good. The record feels good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to get back to music. Welcome back, if you would, Israel Nash. Hi, this is Nick Forster from eTown. If you want to stay up to date with all the performances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, click the subscribe button. Thanks.